The Africa Cup of Nations Local Organising Committee ready to host the tournament, which kicks off today. And wine producers in the Western Cape feel the impact of the ongoing farm workers' wage strike. I'm Richard Brooks. The Africa Cup of Nations Local Organising Committee says it's ready to host the tournament, which kicks off today. LOC Chief Executive Mvuzo Mbebe says a target of 500,000 ticket sales has been reached. More than 560,000 of the capacity 850,000 tickets have been sold, which is a record for the continental competition. All teams have arrived for the tournament and security has been tightened. The tournament starts today with the opening match between South Africa and Cape Verde at the National Stadium in Soweto. A total of 32 matches will be played in Johannesburg, Durban, Port Elizabeth, Nelspruit and Rustenburg. Wine producers in the Western Cape say they are feeling the impact of the ongoing farm workers' wage strike. Producer organisation Wines of South Africa says it has been experiencing delays in packaging wines and exports since the strike began in November last year. Workers at the Durans, the epicentre of the strike, have vowed not to return to work until their demands of 150 Rand per day are met. Wines of South Africa spokesperson Andre Morgenthal.
We hear pack sheds been burnt down, some vineyards been destroyed. It's not insignificant, but it's also not a train smash at this point. But as I said, I'm worried about the harvest that's coming on. And we've been working so hard in terms of our transformation processes, empowerment projects. We've got the biggest number of fair trade labels in the world. Of all the fair trade wines exported, 65% comes from South Africa.
Rhinos in South Africa have been named the 2012 Newsmaker of the Year by the National Press Club in Pretoria. Chairperson Antoinette Slabbert says the onslaught on the rhino population has resulted in much debate throughout the world and has united people to rally behind campaigns against their poaching. A record number of 668 rhinos were poached last year. Slabbert says it's critical for governments, companies, individuals and the media to take action to stop the killing of rhinos. The Reserve Bank will likely keep the repo rate at 4-decade lows at its first policy meeting of the year next week, as Labour strife casts a dark cloud on the struggling economy. All 23 economists polled by Reuters say the Reserve Bank's Monetary Policy Committee will hold rates 5% at the 3-day meeting ending on January the 24th. 10 of the analysts expect the next move to be a 50 basis points rate hike next year, while 5 see a cut this year. Persistent strikes which have hit output in the key mining sector and spread to farms are likely to hit growth, with GDP expansion seen undershooting the Treasury's forecast of 3% for 2013. Economists say risks to inflation, including from a weaker rand, leave little room for further easing.